Hello guys, welcome back. So now we are in document posting, and in document posting we have seen multiple things guys, right? Practically we have seen like exact use of uh, what you say, fiscal year variant, field status variant, posting period variant, right? Posting key, document type, right? Number ranges. Then now we'll see tolerance group. Okay, so tolerance group, that already I have told you guys, it is going to, with the help of tolerance group, what happens, like certain restrictions can be applied in terms of amount and discount. So again, testing discount is not possible right now. The reason behind is, for that, discount related things can be tested later in upcoming classes, but at least we'll see the amount posting, so that later on, if you guys want to test, you can test it, there is no problem. Okay. And I told you guys in the previous session certain challenges which you guys may face if you don't follow the instructions which I have given, right? So those challenges again, I'll show you practically what kind of challenges you may face if you are going to define a group. Okay, in the sense, if you give a group code, then what is the challenges? It's pretty simple. I'll tell you guys now here. Let me log in first. So OBA4. Okay. After this, now here, okay. So if you check, so my company code is TM22. Double click on this. So this is what the setting I have done, right? Now, amount per document and amount per open item. So this is for here, whatever the restrictions are there, that is for JV posting. JV posting means, let's suppose audit fee, debit, let's suppose a particular amount, and bank account is going to be credited a particular, in the same amount, right? So look at here, this is one GL account and this is another GL account. Likewise, if you have similarly bank account, right? So again, here also GL account and GL account. So this is called JV, general voucher. General voucher means GL to GL entry, right? Later on, we have to see account payable, account receivable, right? So account payable, account receivable means, let's suppose here the same. Take example of here, not bank account, here it's a parent account. Okay. Now, the same example. Let's suppose, so this rent, like directly the payment was made through check. Okay. Now let's suppose this entire premises of Tata Motor, whatever the corporate office is there, is taken on lease, on rent from a particular vendor. So what happened? This vendor, let's suppose ABC Properties or ABC Limited or XYZ Limited, whatever the name of that builder company, in the sense that organization is there. So every month, Tata Motor will receive an invoice. So in accounts payable, what happened, guys? First of all, we receive the invoice. So invoice will be posted into SAP system, and the payment is going to be released after 30 days, after 45 days. So now invoice posted today and payment is going to be released, let's suppose, after 30 days. So there is a time gap in between. So whatever invoices are posted today, the payment is going to be made after 30 days. So till that time, what is happening, guys? This transaction which posted, that will be shown as an open item. Okay, open item. And once the payment is going to be made, then it is going to be closed. So open item means, what is happening, guys? It's a kind of, open item means a unique red color symbol will be there, that anyway once I start account payable, you guys will come to know. It means this open item means this is our liability. Okay, and there is a logic behind that, but as I said, uh, everything cannot be explained in a single session. So account payable also lots of topic we have to discuss. We'll discuss those things in detail in the upcoming session. Okay. So now what happened? Open item means, let's suppose we have received invoice from this ABC Limited. This is what the name of this vendor. So if we have received the rent related invoice from that vendor, and the payment is going to be made after some time. So now here, this vendor account, be on mute, guys. The noise is coming. Yeah. Okay. So guys, whenever the noise is there, na, from your side, like fan is on or something, so that will appear. So now, okay. So here control is there from my side also. I can mute from my end also. Okay. But again, uh, in the previous session, I told you guys that when my voice is not audible, then you have to exit and you have to rejoin, because I don't have any such control that I can mute my voice. If I mute my voice, of course I can mute, but if I mute, then it is not audible for anyone. It is not audible for everybody. Okay. Now, so anyway, now here, what I was talking about. So let's suppose the same rent invoice we have received from ABC Limited, that vendor, and payment is going to be made after 30 days. So this vendor account is going to be credited a particular amount, and the rent account is going to be debited. This is what the entry. So this is vendor account, and this is legal account. Okay. So this is going to be treated as an open item. Whenever vendor and customer invoice, whenever vendor or customer related transactions are going to be posted, guys, so this is called open item. So when you post a transactions, when you post a vendor related transactions, then what will happen, guys? Then SAP is going to check the restrictions which you have entered here. If you have given, this is the, if this is the limit we have given here, then what will happen? This transaction posting will not be allowed. Why? Because for vendor we have given only 4,000 and here the amount is 5,000, right? Now, if we talk about GL to GL entry, for this one also let's suppose 5,000 worth of transactions. Now here if you give restrictions here also 4,000, then what will happen? When GL to GL entry is there, in that case, system will check the amount limit which is specified here. When the customer vendor related entry is there, in that case, system is going to check the amount limit which is given here. Okay, just save it once. So this one is not possible to test right now because we don't have account payable related settings. And before account payable, multiple things I have to explain. So account payable also will come into picture, guys, later. That you people can test it later. I'll show you one example for GL to GL posting. So go to F-0. Now here, give a date, the company code, currency, then here let's suppose real account. And if you press enter, okay. So rules for posting key was set incorrectly. XG, SG, TXT. It means like in previous session this was explained, right, by me. I think maybe either I forgotten to change this setting or else some of you might have made some experiment. So OB 41, we have to come here, posting key 40, just come here and here it is required, make it optional. Okay, and then go to OB C4 and there maybe it is suppressed. Okay, and whenever you guys are going to make the experiment, I'll tell you guys, make in your company code. If you are going to make experiment in this company code, no, that is not acceptable. You set up your company code, don't make shortcut. Okay, this is how you guys are going to have a perfect understanding. So now I made a correct setting. So once again, I have to refresh the screen by entering the same transaction code. Give a date here. The GL account and press enter, and this time 5,000. So what is the limit? 4,000 is the limit, and if you enter here credit GL and press enter now, so very simple error message is appearing, right? Simple error is you may only post document up to 4,000. That's it, right? So you may only post document up to 4,000. So it means we have given a restrictions. Okay, I'll just do one thing, guys. I'm going to increase the limit. So if you increase the limit, let's suppose here I have increased the limit and save it. Okay, data was saved. So I have increased the limit for open item. I have not increased amount per document. Amount per document means that is for GL to GL entry, right? So still there won't be any impact. You see here, once again refresh because changes we have made just now. With GL account 5,000 again, Okay, and press enter. Look at here. Once again, we are having the same issue. Okay, so what you have to do? You have to rectify here. If you increase the limit, okay, let's suppose I'm going to increase the limit here. Now it will allow to post the transactions. Just do once again. Any GL guys, and this time system will allow. Look at here. We have moved from one screen to other screen, right? The next one is, guys, I told you in the previous session, whenever you have to create a tolerance group, right? Keep this group field blank only. Don't give any code here. If you give a group code, then what will happen? In the previous session, I already told you the logic. Group code means, let's suppose if organization is saying that we are going to categorize our entire, let's suppose, users into two part, right? Few, in the sense, certain users, like majority of the transactions are below than 1 lakh, so those people can post a transactions worth of 1 lakh, and whatever the transactions which is more than 1 lakh is supposed to be posted by different user, certain senior guys. So in that case, what happened, guys? Let's suppose we are having two different tolerance group. Here we have to give this limit, and here we have to give this limit. Okay, in the sense unlimited. 10 times 9, if you are going to give, then it is unlimited, right? I don't know it is 10 times or 11 times. Anyway, so this is unlimited, and here we have given a limit of 1 lakh. Okay, in that case, two tolerance group can be created, right? But where is the challenge is, if you give group code, right? So let's suppose what I'll be doing. So remove this one. I'm just testing it, guys. I'm showing here practically, and I'm okay. I'll tell you what challenges you guys are going to face. So I'll create TM1, TM22, and here the limit I'm going to give 1 lakh. And here let's suppose I'll give unlimited. So okay, or else here also 1 lakh itself, 5%. Just save it. So this is one tolerance group. This is one tolerance group. Now then this is the one. Now this differences also, guys, right now it is not possible to show, right? This is going to be like when you post the invoice, when you post the payment, right? In that, if there is a minute differences, so for that, what is happening? We have specified certain amount here. So that is, again, you guys can test it later. And later, in the sense, when I say later, it means later lots of things are going to be added, right? So now your thinking level, your knowledge level, everything is going to increase, right? It is going to be broader compared to right now. Okay. So now here, this is what I have created for, let's suppose, certain users, TM1. Okay, this restriction is there. You just copy this one and make it TM2. And here I have given unlimited. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, unlimited TM2. Just save it. So whenever you enter, look at here, we are having two tolerance group for Tata Motor. Now what will happen? Whatever the users are there, those users are going to be categorized. Okay, so certain users, like let's suppose, okay, these all users, right? These all users are going to be assigned against this tolerance group, right? And few users are going to be assigned against this tolerance group. So I don't have multiple user ID, so I'm going to test with my user ID. Okay, so what I'll do, guys, so here, let's suppose if my user ID is assigned against this TM1 tolerance group, then what will happen? You just come here, go to OB 57, and here, so here click on new entry. My user ID I'm going to give here, and tolerance group TM1. So it means my user ID, and likewise whatever other user IDs are there, all user IDs are going to be assigned against TM1. So whichever user ID assigned against TM1, for those user ID, what is happening, guys? For those user ID, this restriction is going to be applicable. It means those users can post the transactions worth of 1 lakh rupees only. Okay, now here you just do one thing. So F-02 once again, press enter. 2 lakh applicable. 2 lakh means more than the limit, right? So here SAP is not allowing, saying that the limit is 1 lakh only, right? And if the same user ID, if my user ID, let's suppose at the same time, let's suppose I'm having one more user ID, okay, this is assigned against TM2, just save it. So in that case, what is happening, guys? In that case, I'm just testing. You guys will be having single user ID, so you can just test it, and you have to delete this setting, guys, or else you are going to face the problem. What problem? I'll show you. Now I logged in through my second user ID, and here if I post a transactions worth of same amount, in the sense 2 lakh. So for first user ID, transaction posting worth of 2 lakh was not allowed. For this user ID, it is going to be allowed. Okay, 1000 is the deal. Press enter. Look at here, it is allowed. Why? Second user ID is assigned against this one. First user ID is assigned against this tolerance group. Second user ID is assigned against this tolerance group. So this is what the logic. The logic means tolerance group means we can put restrictions in terms of transaction amount and even discount as well. Right? Discount, you guys can test it later on in upcoming session. If you want to test, you can test it. Or else anyway, you have to understand the logic. Right? Now, what challenges you guys are going to face, in the sense of what issue you guys are going to face? Why I said that instead of doing this in the sense creating a tolerance group, you can do one thing. You can create a blank tolerance group. Blank means No need to give a group here, group code, because if you give a group code, right? If you have given a group code and if you haven't assigned your user ID here, I'm going to delete the user ID and save it. Okay, let me come out from one user ID. Okay. Now, so this /NEX, this is the shortcut, guys, to come out of the screen. Okay, let's suppose you have already opened Fiverr screen and if you have to log off, so you can click here, then system is asking your permissions that yes or no, right? Or else even if you give /NEX, entire screen is gone. Now it is closed, automatically logged off. This is the shortcut key. Okay, so let me, okay, so here I had my company code. It's not A0, guys, it is A4 /OV A4. This is what we are testing right now. A0 was there, that I told you people that we have to do this as a mandatory setting. Okay, there is a logic behind that also, but later on when we go for a 5M integrations and all, there certain clearing GLs are going to be created, so this can be tested over there at that point of time. But anyway, that logic is also going to be explained, you guys will come to know. Now here we'll see that, and automatically you guys will come to know about these all things, right? But right now here, of course, I have to explain because the level is different here. But when I talk about FIM integrations, you all will be having a different level at that point of time, right? TM1. This is my company. So we have two tolerance group, right? I have not assigned the user ID. If you don't assign the user ID, then SAP will not allow you to proceed further unless you assign the user ID. So you must have to assign the user ID. Look at here what error you guys are going to get. 40, let's suppose 4001 audit visual. So no amount, look at here this message, no amount tolerance range entered for company code TM22. Press enter. Okay. So a warning message is there, guys, but I think it should be error message. It should be error message actually. Yes. No amount tolerance. So the first one it was warning message. Now it is saying error message. That no, you have created two tolerance group, right? But we have not specified whether my user ID is belongs to tolerance group TM1 or 2. First of all, I have to decide, right? I'm trying to post a transactions worth of 1 lakh or 1000 or 1 rupees or $1, whatever it is, right? First of all, you must have to specify that your user ID is the part of this tolerance group or this tolerance group. So assignment, you must have to assign, right? Now, so we have to go to OB57 and then as I said, you have to assign it. Anyone, TM1, TM2, whatever it is. Now, so if you have assigned your user ID against one tolerance group, right? Then what is the next challenge, guys? The next challenge is, I know that you all might have created two company code or three company code, Okay, so when you have restricted your user ID against one tolerance group, that is TM2, now what happened? When you are trying to post a transactions for a different company code, let's suppose, as I said, you have created multiple company code, maybe 2 or 3. So for those other company code also you will be having tolerance group, guys. For other company code also you will be having tolerance group. So if you are going to post a transaction for other company code, let's suppose TM11. So for TM11, now here TM11, right? For TM11, let's suppose you delete this. And for TM11, let's suppose here I have created a different tolerance group. Okay. And here I have given certain limit. For TM11, let's save it. So for TM11, I have given a different group code, group ID, right? So when you post a transaction against TM11 company code, right? Now you have to enter F-02 once again. It's going to create some confusion. Look at here, no tolerance range. Okay, this is for TM22. TM22, no. For TM11, now I have to post a transactions. So look at here, for TM11, again there will be error, right? Okay, no, this is a different error, guys. Okay, for TM11. For TM11, is it going to allow? For TM11, it is throwing error that no amount tolerance range entered for TM11. Why? The reason behind is that I have created one tolerance group for TM11, where it is somewhere it was TMX. Okay, now what is happening? Since my user ID is already assigned against TM2, now if you want to assign the same user ID against TMX also, system will not allow. Press enter, look at here. This is already exist. User ID already assigned against one tolerance group. So one user ID can be assigned against only one what is a tolerance group. So two things are there. Either for other company code also, the same group code you have to give, then system will allow. Same group code in the sense, let's suppose, come back, copy and make it TM2. For TM11 also, make it TM2. Then what is happening, guys? Then in that case, TM2 means, so for Tata, that this company code also the same tolerance group code I have given. In that case, what is happening? TM2 is already assigned here. So the TM2 code I have given for TM22 also, and TM2 I have given for TM11 also. In that case, and this your user ID is already assigned here. Now in that case, what will happen? System will not throw error. Which is for TM11, right? So for this one also, our system will not throw error. Why? Because now once again, so credit means 50. I think it may create some confusion, guys, but don't worry. It's very simple. Look at here now, there is no error. It's very simple. Okay. So what happened? If you give same group code, then it is okay. But most likely you guys are going to give a different group code for, let's suppose if you're having Tata Motor, Tata Steel, Tata Chemical, or like you have created some different company code. In that case, you might have given different tolerance group code, right? So that is why I say that you just do one thing, delete this, okay? And where is TM1 and TM22? That is also, I think, deleted, guys, because that was already selected actually. I think I'll just not save it. I will just do one thing. OBA4. So TM1, TM22. So just do one thing. Where it is? It got deleted. So you just delete this one. Just save it. And then, so whenever you create a tolerance group, don't give anything here in group field. Make it blank. Give your company code directly. And then whatever restrictions you want to give here, that you can give. So here in this case, what is happening, guys? Blank means no need to assign your user ID, right? Blank means here what? What you are going to assign? Nothing. Tolerance group is blank, so no need to assign the user ID. Okay? No need to assign the user ID. So you just remove this, just save it. So blank tolerance group means we have created a blank tolerance group. There we have given maximum limit. Now every user ID will be like whatever the restrictions I have put here, that is applicable on all user ID. Okay, so if you keep blank tolerance group, then what will happen? No need to go for assignment. So if you haven't assigned your user ID, then what is happening, guys? It means your user ID is not at all blocked against a particular tolerance group. See, the problem is there only if your user ID is blocked against one tolerance group, and since you have multiple company code, so multiple tolerance group you have created. So whenever you try to post a transactions against different company code, then system will throw error. Why? Because your user ID is already blocked against one tolerance group, right? What I am trying to say, let's suppose you have created TM22, TS22, right? TC22. Three company code you have created. Okay, these are the company code. And you have created one tolerance group, TM2 for this one, TS2 and TC2. Three different tolerance group we have created for three company code. So in group field, if you give a code here TM2, TS2, TC2, then what will happen when you post a transactions for this company code? So if you have given a group code, your user ID must be assigned here. So this user ID is assigned against this tolerance group code. Next time when you try to post transaction against this tolerance group for TM22, sorry, TS22, at that point of time, SAP is going to check what is the tolerance group code you have given for this company code. SAP found TS2. So user ID is assigned against TS2 or not? It is not assigned. It is assigned only against TM2. So SAP is going to throw error that no transaction posting will not be allowed. Why? Because you must have to assign your user ID against this tolerance group. But when you try to assign, SAP is saying that this user ID is already assigned against TM2. How can you assign the same user ID against a different tolerance group? So first of all, you have to delete from here, and then you have to assign from here to against TS2. So if you have deleted from TM2, next time when you post a transactions for Tata Motor, then again SAP is going to check what is the tolerance group code TM2. So have you assigned the user ID against TM2 or not? No, it is assigned against TS2. If you try to assign against TM2 again, system will throw error that one user ID can be assigned against only one tolerance group. So in that case, again you have to delete from here and you have to assign. So every time you have to do the same thing, right? But really, in real time, it is not going to happen. So what I suggested, don't give any tolerance group. Keep group field blank only. So if you keep group field blank only, then no need to assign the user ID. So it means if you assign the user ID against a particular tolerance group, then only you are going to face the problem, because your user ID is logged against one tolerance group. Now for next company code, you have created a different tolerance group. So against that tolerance group, the user ID is not assigned. So system will throw error. So this is the one thing. If you give tolerance group field blank, then assignment is not required. Then you can be able to post transactions for this one also, this one also, and this one also. Or else, when you give a tolerance group for Tata Motor, Tata Steel, if the same code, let's suppose I'm giving the same code for all three company code, group code will be same. So against TMX, I have to assign my user ID. So when you post a transaction for TM22, SAP is going to check which tolerance group? TMX. Against TMX, my user ID is assigned or not? Yes, it is assigned. A different limit you have given for Tata Motor. For Tata Steel, what is happening? Again, same group code is there, tolerance group code is there, right? And here what is happening, guys? Here also, SAP is going to check your group code, right? SAP is going to check the group code, whether the tolerance group, whether user ID is assigned against this group code or not. So of course it is already assigned, right? And here the major benefit is, guys, for Tata Motor, let's suppose you can give a different limit. For Tata, let's suppose still a different limit for, right, different limit. Okay. Arey yaar, why this meeting is logged? Somebody has logged, or what is happening, guys? Okay. Don't don't make any experiment, guys, right? Because it is showing the meeting is locked. Okay. So don't make any experiment. If you make the experiment, because lots of functionality you guys don't know, right? So if you are going to lock the meeting, it will, like if somebody is trying to join the classes, system will not allow, right? This is not the schools like 10th standard, 11th standard, or like some 7th standard, where if we make any delay, now we have to stand out of the gate only, right? So here, like, you can join the classes at any point of time. Anyways, but if you log this meeting, right? I don't know whether you guys are having this option or not. Okay, there might be by mistake if my, what do you say, cursor is going to be clicked, then also it may possible, or maybe somebody, because sometime I've seen you guys are doing some testing also. I've seen like somebody is asking the screen, what do you say, rights, because when you click somewhere here and there to check the functionality, right? So here it is going to appear who is doing what. Your name will appear, right? So don't make any experiment. Okay, now I'll come back. So look at here. This is a different combination, this is a different combination, and this is a different combinations. It may confuse, create some confusion, but again, as I said, like right now, your level is something else, but later your level is going to be something else, right? So at that point of time, you guys will be able to understand. So here, the same group code, what is the benefit of giving the same group code? There is a benefit, guys. The benefit is, the reason behind it is giving the same group code is, I'll tell you. Let's suppose if we talk about the big organizations, say for example Unilever. Unilever is having presence in more than, like, let's suppose 100 countries, more than 150 countries, almost everywhere. So for every country, what is happening? Unilever is having one subsidiary, isn't it? And every subsidiaries are going to be treated as one company code. Hindustan Unilever, Pakistan Unilever, Sri Lanka Unilever, right? Or whatever the countries are there, right? For those country name and plus Unilever is going to be. So now what is happening? They are having businesses in multiple countries. When you talk about transaction posting, say for example, they are having like they are having like a central location. Okay, a very huge premises there here in India, location called Bangalore. So very huge premises there where like several thousand employees are sitting in that premise, in that office, right? And there itself, like a huge team is sitting for master data, a huge team is sitting for the invoice posting, transaction posting. Maybe other premises also will be there because this is not a small company, but I'm just quoting an example. So at one place, what is happening, guys? Right? They have opened the office and several thousand employees are already hired, and these people are posting all the transactions. So maybe what happened? Unilever is having, let's suppose, or let's suppose, forget about this Unilever. If you talk about Tata Group, it is having three company code. Okay, so Tata Group is going to create one central office at a particular city. Let's suppose Delhi, New Delhi. So there, one office is there. In that, several thousand employees are there now. So let's suppose there is one user. One user is responsible to post multiple invoices or multiple transactions for multiple company code. A single user can sometime the user, let's suppose there is a user called A. So this user is going to post transactions for Tata Motor also, Tata Steel also, and Tata Chemical also. Okay, sometime user A is going to post the invoice which belongs to Tata Motor. A is going to post the invoice which belongs to Tata Steel, and A is going to post the invoice which belongs to Tata Chemical also. Right? Now, what is happening? No, no need to put too much stress on this one, guys. Once you can see and you can make the small decision, after that you can proceed further. As I said, right now, for some of you, first time whoever is taking this training, may create little bit confusion, but this is going to clarify. Okay, it's very, you guys will be having more clarity. Don't worry. Once you proceed further, then the level will be different, and then you guys will be able to understand. Now I am having, let's suppose, so at group level, Tata Group is saying that you just do one thing. Group like this. Okay. EMX means, let's suppose, till 5 lakhs. And here unlimited. Okay. Unlimited. So certain user IDs are going to be assigned here, and few user IDs are going to be assigned here. Okay. Now what happened, guys? So whenever we create, okay, so whenever we create, like, this is what the tolerance code, right? Now, so whenever you create a company code, Tata Motor, so now what is happening, guys? It's not only, okay, this is for, let's suppose, Tata Motor. Okay, Tata Motor. Now what is happening, guys? For Tata Steel, again the same combination will be there. Sorry. For Tata Steel, it means TS22. Same combination, but here and unlimited. Okay, unlimited. So we are going to assign the user ID against what? User IDs are going to be assigned against this one. Like let's suppose TMX, TMY. User IDs are going to be assigned against what happened. So for Tata Motor, look, we have given this for Tata Motor, for Tata Steel. So now for Tata Motor, TMX and TMY tolerance group. For Tata Steel also TMX and TMY. Likewise for Tata Chemical also you can give TMX and TMY. At TMX for Tata Motor, 5 lakh minimum transactions one user can post. Whereas Tata Steel says that for my TMX only 2 lakh. And Tata Chemical says that it is, let's suppose, 7 lakhs. And then unlimited. Okay. Now, unlimited. So look at here, guys. If you talk about tolerance group code, for all company code, the group code is same, right? And we assign the user ID against a particular tolerance group, right? So when you have multiple company code, let's suppose Tata Motor, Tata Steel, Tata Chemical, a single team is going to process the invoices of Tata Motor also, Tata Chemical also, Tata Steel also. In that case, what happened? How the tolerance group is going to work out, right? Because one tolerance group can be assigned against only one user ID. So if for Tata Motor, let's suppose for these are the ground level staff, juniors, and these are the seniors. Juniors means they'll be having small transaction postings. Seniors means whatever the big amount transactions are there, that is going to be posted by seniors. Okay. So they have categorized. It's okay. Now, saying that for Tata Motor, if you give a different tolerance group, for Tata Steel, different tolerance group, or for Tata Chemical, different tolerance group, then what will happen, guys? In that case, single user, one user cannot post. Let's suppose for Tata Motor, we have given TM2, TS2, and TC2. So, this A can be assigned either against TM2 or TS2 or TC2. Only one tolerance group can be assigned. But now, if I give the same tolerance group code for all three company code, right? Then what is happening, guys? You can assign, so A is assigned against TMX. So it means when A is going to post a transactions for Tata Motor against TMX 5 lakh is the restrictions. So a transaction worth of 5 lakh till 5 lakh can be posted by A for Tata Motor. At the same time, when A is going to post an invoice for Tata Steel, then for Tata Steel also we have given the same tolerance group code, and A will be able to post a transactions worth of 2 lakhs only for Tata Steel. Okay, because This is what the restrictions we have given. And the same A is trying to post the transactions for Tata Chemical. In that case, system will allow because the same TMX is there and A is already assigned against TMX. So SAP will allow to post the transactions for Tata Chemical also. And what is the amount limit, guys? Here it is 7 lakh, right? So look at here, for same user in 3 company code, different limits are there. Okay, this is what the beauty of this, guys, SAP, and here that to this tolerance groups and all. Here, look at here, if you give the same code, right, against same code, different limits are there, right? Different limits are there. What is the benefit of giving the same code? If you give the same code, then one employee can post the transactions for multiple company code, which is happening nowadays. One central location, one central office will be there where like all the invoices are going to be posted. Let's suppose all the invoices, Tata Motor, Tata Chemical, Tata Steel, a single, let's suppose, offices there where like they have hired the employees, and these people will be responsible to post the invoices for Tata Motor also, Tata Chemical also, Tata Steel also. All the invoices are coming into soft copies, guys. Soft copies will be there one by one. It will be there in a queue. One by one, they will open the invoices. They are going to post it, right? So now here what is happening, guys? If you have multiple company code and if you are trying to create a tolerance group, if you want to give certain code in group field, then for every company code, what you have to do, guys? You have to keep the same code. For every company code, what is happening? You have to give the same code. Look at here. Then only you will be able to post the transactions. But right now, what I said, for some of you, still it is going to be a bit complex, whatever I'm explaining, right? It is going to be a bit complex. That is what I said, that don't give any group code. Whenever you define a tolerance group, whenever you guys are going to define a tolerance group here, you give group field blank only. Okay. Likewise, TM11 I have deleted, so let me make this for TM11 also. Okay. So this is what the logic actually. If you give this group field blank, then no need to assign your user ID. If you don't assign the user ID, if you assign the user ID, then only user ID is going to be blocked against a particular tolerance group. If you don't assign the user ID, it is not blocked. If you give blank, no need to assign the user ID. Okay. So anyway, this testing is not required right now, guys. This testing, once your level is going to be, you can increase in the sense, once you guys become expert, you can test it. There is no any problem. Right now, what happened, guys? Right now, the major purpose of this classes was to explain that. Look at here, right? Look at here. So here, this is having this amount means when you post GL to GL entry. This limit means when you post any customer and vendor related entry. Here what happened, guys, I've seen multiple times this question has been asked, small question, fresher level questions, right? That, okay, when you define a tolerance group, we are going to specify at 2 different places, amount per document, amount per open item, right? So when you say that tolerance group is going to apply restrictions in terms of amount and discount, then why amount is going to be given at 2 different field? Is there certain control over there? Most of the people, they don't know what is the control, right? Because they haven't tested it practically. And when I have to test it practically, look at here, small thing, 1 hour session is taken. Because when I explain, I have to explain multiple things. right? And earlier I have seen, guys, now there was a question that, let's suppose you have to define, I'm having, so this question was, let's suppose I'll put question in my ways. So the question was like, let's suppose I'm having three company code. So here also three company code, right? Tata Motor, Tata Steel, and Tata Chemical, right? Three company code. And this all three company code is having a central invoice processing team, right? Central invoice processing team means a single team itself is going to post the invoices for Tata Motor, also Tata Steel, also Tata Chemical also. And let's suppose there is a team of 10 users. So this 10 users all together posting the invoices of Tata Motor, Tata Steel and Tata Chemical, right? It means all 10 users can post the invoice for Tata Motor also, Tata Steel also and Tata Chemical also, right? So this is what the requirement. Now you as a consultant, right? You as a consultant, if you are going to set up this tolerance group, how you are going to set up the tolerance group, right? Will you give a different group code while defining this tolerance group for all three company code, right? Or what you suggest? So I'll tell you guys, most other people will not be able to understand the question itself, what is being asked by interviewer, because in order to, when, if you understand the question, you will be able to understand the impact also, and you will be able to understand, like, first of all, if you understand the question, it means you are having awareness of this scenario, so you'll be able to understand, then you are having understand the of impact also. So they are saying that 10 users are there all together. This 10 users are posting invoices for Tata Motor, Tata Steel, Tata Chemical. Now here what happened, 10 users means A, B, C, D, right, till J or K, whatever it is. So for Tata Motor, if I give a different tolerance group like TMA, TMB and TMC, three different tolerance group code, then what will happen? These 10 users, either against 10 users, either you can assign TMA or TMB or TMC. If you assign TMA against all these 10 user ID, then these 10 user ID will be able to post the transactions only for Tata Motor. For Tata Steel, Tata Chemical, it is not possible, right? Because if you give a code, you must have to assign the user ID against this code. So 10 users we have assigned against TMA, then what about TMB and TMC? It is not assigned. When you post the transactions, when these 10 users are going to post the transactions for Tata Steel, TMB is there, but against this 10 user ID already TMA is assigned. So in that case, transaction posting for this one and this one is not possible. So the solution is the same group code we are going to keep for all three company code. Okay, and different amount limit will be different. There is no any problem. TMA, or you can say like TMX services. Okay, so amount limit can be different. Look at here, different amount limit, TM22 and TMX. Against this combination 5 lakh. TS22 and TMX 2 lakh. Against this combination only 2 lakh. Against this combinations 7 lakh. Right. So what happened, guys? Here different amount limit can be given, but group code will be same. So what happened? 10 user ID I have assigned against TMX. So TMX is for Tata Motor also, Tata Steel also and Tata Chemical also. Okay, this is what you have to say. It was like, I have seen like it was asked in the, during interview. Okay, so that's what I am saying. The tolerance group everybody knows, but when somebody is going to ask such kind of questions, how many candidates are going to reply? I'll tell you guys, maybe one or two among 1,000 candidates. Right? Everybody know how to set up tolerance group. Right? There are certain people who knows like what kind of control is there, but still, if such kind of questions are going to be asked, so like you're thinking right? Your level of thinking must be broadened, right? And it is going to be broadened only if you have such kind of knowledge at this level, right? So this is what the benefit, guys, if you give the same group code. Then so I'll just do one thing, guys. This is exactly the control of tolerance group here. Okay, so this we have tested, and as I said, when you guys are going to post a transactions, then you keep your group field blank only. Once you become expert, you are ready to test anything. So that's all in this session, guys.